Hello, flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow grass stitch.
One stitch at a time. It's Monday, October 28th. It is the last Monday of October.
2024, where you going, where you gone?
Thursday is Halloween and Friday is November.
Dun, dun, dun.
How's everybody's week? Ours was uneventful.
Comparatively, yeah.
I mean, comparatively. Didn't have to buy a new sink, faucet. Didn't have water anywhere. It was a pretty calm week.
We had the bottom drawers of our kitchen cabinets. They're old, by the way. They don't have runners like modern ones. They're just drawers that fit in there. And they weren't fitting
What happens when you live in a 100-year-old house?
Because of all the water. Well, after a couple of weeks, it finally dried enough, so now they're just right back in where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I actually grabbed a bunch of files in case it didn't fit.
It's been an adventure after the Great Flood. It's the Great Flood.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm tired. I had funeral lunch today. I have funeral lunch tomorrow. I'm going to be worse tomorrow.
Well,
it was
if
an
you
uneventful week. I've discovered something this morning. There's a website. You can go. You can tell them where you live, where you would like to travel, the area you would like to see. And for $65, they will plan a little day trip for you. It's like 4 or 5 places. And there's different themes. There's like an adventure. I can't remember the name of the place now because why would I be able to do that? I was looking at it this morning because it seemed really interesting. Guess where trips. And the kicker is, you don't know where they're sending you.
I don't like that.
So you choose a day trip based on your location and interests. You buy a package, and then you hit the road. Some options include local markets and picturesque towns. An adventure is brewing. This looks like it is probably like...
Let's get sloshed.
Wine or beer craft. Weird and wonderful things. Small town charm. Vistas and caves. So yeah, you can get options. I want to do it. I'll get back to you if I can convince him to do it.
Would you actually know what I want? The thing is, half of those, we do that anyway.
Well, yeah, but it would just give us a chance to explore new places. I'm the like to be a tourist in my own backyard kind of thing. I like to do the touristy things locally. So, I would try. That was my random find this morning because of the internet. Someone asked me, how do I know all the things I know? The internet. Educational Googling? Is that what you... Academic Googling. He called it academic Googling one day. And it's true. I think of stuff in... Yeah.
Her rabbit holes lead to Google.
They do. Does that have that's the internet tells me that's like an ADHD thing. To like go down these rabbit holes on Google and the internet, but I feel like everybody does it. Like it's not just an ADHD thing.
Oh no, the difference is when a normal person goes down a rabbit hole and somebody says hello, they go hi. When somebody who is with ADHD goes down a rabbit hole, they don't know the world exists until they're at the bottom. They could skip 3 meals, it could be a day and a half later, and they could have had an appointment for $1 million if they showed up on time skipped because they went down a rabbit hole discovering the different types of corn.
There are lots of types of corn. People don't realize there are lots of types corn. But anyways.
But that's what there's a difference between reading up on one subject and then the ADHD rabbit hole, which is A leads to B, leads to Z, leads to zebra, Z leads to lion, leads to chimpanzee, leads to AT, leads to phone home, and now you're looking at some guy named Bell who said he invented the telephone.
Well, there you go. I just randomly have been, I get random social media stuff about like the Cleveland area because that's where we live, and this is what popped up, and I'm like, this looks interesting. This is a fun way to be a tourist in our own backyard. I thought.
I have to see about, and I have to look into it more before we'll.
I literally have gone no farther than I googled the website. I looked through like how exactly it works and the cost. Because I kind of expected it to be a little bit more expensive. I didn't expect it to be cheap. I did expect it to be closer to $100 for a day trip. But
that's all expenses included, right?
No, it's $65 for a day trip. I don't know what all is included in your trip.
That's what I need to know.
So, and yes, that is something I would need to look into. I was just curious. So, there's a way to start having some adventures.
Well, because unfortunately, there used to be a much easier way of doing this, but now it costs you half of a mortgage payment to fill up your tank.
Just drive around, yeah.
That's what we used to do on Sunday. Who here is old enough to remember as a kid the Sunday drive to nowhere?
We have done that multiple times.
You just pick a direction, you go, and we used to have these things called maps. They weren't on our phone. They were this folded up thing that you could barely put together. That when you splayed it out, it was like 5 feet by 6 feet pieces of paper that folded up to something like this big. Don't ask me. And it was like the flimsiest paper. You tore it half the dang time. Usually didn't have to pay for them. And they were just really useful for doing this type of stuff because you literally... I remember one time we just picked something up, tossed it in the air. Where it landed is where we went.
We was out here traveling like we was pirates. We was playing Columbus.
You pick it there. You know where you live. You plot a course. You go. You see anything cool along the way? You stop. Guess what? You had a fun-filled Sunday. You might get home in time for dinner. Mm-hmm. In a giant station wagon that literally had a tree fall on it and didn't notice. The tree lost. It looked like we were delivering the tree.
That's funny. Welcome to old school station wagons.
Oh, yeah. We always joked that my mom could put a turret on top of that thing and it literally would be able to... and it literally would be the same thing.
Okay.
That's ADHD.
We just went down an ADHD rabbit hole with this whole little fun... I found this random thing suggestion. Has anyone ever done something like that, though? Like, the whole, you buy this mystery packet. If you have, please tell me about it. Because I want to know. Like, I do want to know some experiences. If you've done it.
I just had a really fun idea.
Okay.
You could make a vlog for it.
I could if we do this. We'll have to look into it and see what is available and all that. So, I do have another channel that is supposed to be a vlog. I have not put up a video on it in forever since we moved into this house because I think it was like, I think one of my last ones was just before I found out we were losing our jobs. And it was like, what am I going to do? There was some trauma going on there.
Honey, I think your vlog channel is a way for you to deal with the trauma of your old job.
Well, the vlog channel was supposed to be a way for me to deal with a lot of things, but it just never... I really need to start doing some stuff with my vlog channel again. Okay, squirrel. Now we've really gone on the ADHD track. Why don't we shout out our commenters?
This is our flock of squirrels. That one's name is Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno, no. While we shout out our commenters, so we can get this back on track and back to flosstube, because there is so
Hey,
many...
honey, what are the lines for Crazy Train? I can't remember them off the top of my head.
Crazy.
No, it's right on the crazy train.
Going off the rails on the crazy train. I need to think about it for a minute.
Not the one I'm thinking about, but I don't know the one I'm thinking about, so whatever. Mine's like a jazzy thing. Whatever. Where am I talking about? Where am I? Okay, Bridget and Teresa Tamara. Hi.
Ozzy is the only crazy train we need.
I am a crazy train.
I'm going off the rails on the crazy train. Wait, your train had rails? I said that to someone. Because they said they were going off the rails on the crazy train. And I said, wait, your train has rails? Okay.
I told one person, yeah, my crazy train is so crazy they don't understand the concept of gravity, and it's currently doing this.
Do you have whips?
I didn't start anything yet, but I did organize. I got my kit opened up all the bags, got all the pieces sorted, got everything ready to start. It should, yeah. I've fallen down a rabbit hole for one of my video games I like to play.
Yes. Well, I have whips.
Whips and whips and whips and whippity whips.
I'm going to whippity whip you. Let's start
Wrong
with
channel.
my...
Wrong platform.
Wrong platform. It's not OnlyFans. This is YouTube. I am going to start with my cell prompt for the week. And it was the Star Touched Meadow December block, which is Holly. There we go. And yes, my printout on this does not look the best. I wasn't going to reprint the cover. I can read the chart and the symbols and all that. It is what it is. It's not going back in the hole. I did 300 and some odd stitches on this for some reason. I didn't write it down. There's something wrong with me. Worked in here in this column, so I've got this column to finish and another column to finish in the border. And I may do finish the outline here short, next time I take it out to stitch it. So there's that. This is just on a 16 count Ada. 18 count Ada. I don't remember, and I'm going to have to count it. You are a little too noisy to be up there right now. I'm going to have to count it to figure it out, because I am coming close to finishing November. So that means I'm going to need the fabric for the other ones. Okay. And then let's go into Breast Cancer Awareness Week. That's what we worked on. That's what our theme was. I didn't write down what I used my pass, which one I used my pass on, so I don't remember. Sorry. I do know that I used Dressmaker's Daughter for 2 prompts. Because you remember how last week I was like, I don't think I have anything that has a butt ton of pink in it, all in one location. The background on this block is all pink, and that's the block I'm working on. This is all 819, which is light baby pink.
Pink is such an color for some of these projects. It's like, how close do I have to get?
Here we go. This is on a milk chocolate type 32 count. I stopped naming fabrics because I've stopped doing stuff that's reproducible. If you see something that you like, comment on it, and I will do my best to replicate it, but you have to understand it's not going to look exactly the same. Anyways, all I did was background. I think I was up here-ish. I was somewhere up in here, and I just I did 609 stitches, all in that pink background. So there's that. That was pretty fast, easy stitching. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, we'll jam on that because it's fast and easy, and it works. And I was like, jamming on fast and easy is a good idea sometimes, especially when your next project is complicated. I did Quaker Ball because I did find, I think I told you guys last week, I did find the pack of extra beads for the fact that I did not have enough beads. So I used this. I used Dressmaker's Daughter for not just pink, but also for the prompt stitch on a whip of choice and talk about preventative measures. So Quaker Ball, I stitched on, I now know what I stitched on, what I used my pass for. I stitched on Quaker Ball for something that's in its early stages, and something, and whip of choice, and whether or not you knew about the male breast cancer thing. So that means I use my pass on the connect to one of the letters in the word pink. So I did 400. Okay, so this is on, I can't remember the name of this fabric. It
Gray.
was, no, it's like periwinkle. This is the kit. This is the fabric that came in a kit. Quaker Ball came as a kit. So I got fabric, flosses, beads for, not just fabric, flosses, beads for the kit, but it also included the finishing materials needed. Because this was supposed to be a teaching piece for EGA, one of the EGA regional seminars in 2025, and oh my good gracious, they canceled it because they weren't filling the class or something like that, and I'm like, I do not understand why. I love this. Okay, I love this. We have a love-hate relationship because I did 403 stitches. It was a 200-300 week. I had to take the 3-hour option on one of the prompts, on the early stages prompt, because that's when I worked on finishing up this block. I did this block and this block. This block was a pain in my tushy. Let me see if I can get it closer. Alright, so you see that lovely green line that looks like it has knots in it. It's not the line with the beads. This line. It looks like it has knots in it. That is called, I can't remember the name of the stitch now. Pale something. But yes, it's supposed to look like it has knots in it. And getting those to lay nicely was quite entertaining. This, where the beads are, is called the lock stitch. So you stitch horizontal straight, you stitch straight stitches that are like stacked. And then you take a piece of thread and you weave it between them and it pulls it. And I'm going, is this what it's supposed to be doing? There was conversation with this stitch, this block. I can get it a little closer so you guys can see the stitches a little better. And then I got to this empty block in the second row and was like, I need to look at a video on how to do this stitch. So I just decided I was going to finish stitching out the 4 blocks for the 12 squares and then go back to filling in the stitches when I stitch on this next. So I finished, these 2 blocks. I had some some backstitch outlining to do on the second row. So that's why there's such a difference in stitch counts. I love this project. It's so much fun to do. It is very pretty. It's going to be gorgeous. I'm terrified of actually FFOing it. That could be a comedy for us. It's a pretty project. It's gonna look spectacular when it's done. It's like kind of challenging. It challenges my stitcher. I don't necessarily dislike that, but it is nice to have something that's it's nice to have that balance of you have projects that are really challenging, and then you have projects that are, super easy, like Dressmaker's Daughter, where I just had to work on fill, and now I have the hiccups, and I am not even eating pretzels or bread. Because my mother says I got nothing from her, and that's a lie. As I hiccup while I eat pretzels. Love you, Mommy. She doesn't watch our floss tube.
Bet she tells you about.
She admitted last Christmas she didn't watch our floss tube, and my nieces were very offended. They're like, "You don't even watch your own daughter's YouTube videos." I love my nieces.
And of course, they said it with all kinds of only a preteen level of little girl sass.
It was, yeah. So my final project of the week that I'm going to show you, and when we get into plans, I will explain, was I worked on the Simply Charming block. This block here by my middle finger. My Simply Charming block for October. And I finished it. The bell is over on my desk. It's over there.
Bing, 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 bing.
The bell's over there because one of my friends...
So I have to get up and get it?
Sure. So the bell is over there because my friend Beth Ann finished a Haid Tuesday, and I was like, "Ooh, we're gonna Zoom while you finish it because I want to see you finish it because finishes are exciting." Forgive my messy dining room. My house is a cluttered mess. Okay, so this is my Simply Charming block for October. 612 stitches. Finished it off. I had done 218 stitches on it. Why I know that, I don't know. The week prior, so it was 830 stitches total. Why do I have something like that in my brain?
Why do you have a song lyrics for every sentence?
It's true. So, I just have one more Simply Charming block to finish. And all of those ornaments are done for the year, and I can maybe possibly FFO them next year. I'm kind of behind on my finishing, and I really need to pick up the slack on that.
That did help when I covered your ear, right? Because there's no way I'm walking over there, picking up a bell, and not having fun.
Well, yes, that did help. I just hope our viewers were prepared, realized that's going to be loud, and if they had the headphones on, pull the headphones off.
Well, also, I think YouTube kind of limits that a little bit. At least our earphones should.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So that was stitching for the week.
Comment below if you realize what I was about to do.
We don't have haul. Because we broke, no.
I don't have haul because I had to buy a new winter coat, and winter coats are expensive.
Your winter coat should be here. I think it might have got here while I was over at the church today. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it hasn't. I'll have to look on Amazon when we get done. I just haven't felt like buying anything this week. So let's talk about plans.
I'm gonna try to get some Gundam work in. Might also try to get some stitching in. I don't know yet. My brain's freaking fried. This week's gonna be... Oh! Yeah, I'm gonna be by myself a lot this week, so I'm gonna be a little too tired.
Oh well. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't do crafting when I'm tired because it leads to me hurting myself or wrecking my project. Like like with the Gunpla stuff, If I wreck it, I have to go buy another one.
Yeah, that's kind of challenging.
Luckily, it's one of the cheaper ones, but still.
Well, yeah, but still, you don't want to wreck what we've spent money on.
No.
All right. Well, it is International Pizza Day week in Daily 30. No, International Pizza Month for Daily Week for Daily 30. It's October.
I want pizza now.
I do too. No, I don't. I think I've had a little too much pizza lately.
Blaspheme! She blasphemes!
Of course, I was expecting to have pizza last night for dinner, and Mom made lasagna. I mean, I'm not complaining because it was good. Mom was complaining because her lasagna was a little runny, and it was a little runny, but it was still good lasagna, and I didn't object. So, and what?
Isn't it always like that?
What, runny?
Mm-hmm.
Hers was a little extra runny. I don't know. I don't care. It was fine.
Compared to yours.
Well, she uses it different. She does it a little differently.
I'm going to give you a compliment. You make good.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So, International Pizza Month. All right. So, prompt 1: to stitch on something that is round, square, or rectangle, because that's the shapes you get your pizza in. I kind of already have that half done. So I got done with my Christmas block and my ornament block there. And I knew I was going to have short stitchy days today and tomorrow, because of the funeral lunches. It's a 300-400 week. So, I also knew, being the last week of the month, we get new ornament along Friday. Like, our ornament along has to be done by Thursday. So there was no way I was going to be able to start another ornament, especially the ornament that I was technically going to start for the character one for this month. I wasn't going to be able to get it done in time. So I just said, okay, I'm going to do my Sal prompt. And then I still had some time to stitch, so I said, well, this is a square, so I'm just going to do the Star-Touched Meadow for this square prompt. I elected to make my own choice on that. You can be mad at me. The second prompt is to stitch on a whip of choice and discuss pineapple as pizza topping. Whether you like pineapple as a pizza topping or not. I don't think pineapple belongs on anything because I think pineapple is disgusting. But that's just me.
Okay. You ready for me to get roasted in the comments?
What?
I like Hawaiian pizzas because I was raised when you had a ham roast in the oven, you would actually toothpick pineapple slices and baste it with the pineapple juice from that can of pineapple rings.
Now, here's the thing. He is not wrong with this ham and pineapple thing, because lots of people do the ham and pineapple thing. Lots of people do ham and sweet things. I was literally standing in the store Saturday, complaining because I couldn't find a ham, because I buy these, they're called ham loaves, they're like quarter hams, and they're already sliced, and they're great for like when I want to dice for something, or if I just want to cook a little bit of ham. All of them were maple, brown sugar, honey. I don't particularly like sweet ham.
The thing is, technically pineapple's not that sweet. It's actually the acid that actually...
Pineapple adds a sweetness to the ham.
Oh, let me put it this way. The cooking process actually makes the pineapple sweet.
Well, yeah, but it adds a sweetness to the ham.
I don't know, but also doesn't the acid in the juice actually make the ham more tender too?
I have absolutely no idea.
That's what I was told anyway.
I just know the pineapple adds a sweetness to the ham.
Oh, it makes it delicious. It's, oh my god.
But you're not wrong. People put ham and pineapple together all the time. So they put it on a pizza. Like, I'm not necessarily offended by people putting pineapple on pizza. I just don't like pineapple.
You ready for my weirdness?
What?
I actually have more of a problem with people that literally put like 12 different types of meat and extra cheese. But that's only because there's only so much weight. A, only so much weight pizza can handle. And B, you need a shop vac to get the grease off.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I'm a one or two
and my
toppings guy
if
it's me.
That's me. I'm like a 1 or 2, maybe 3 topping person because I like to taste my toppings, and I think you get to a certain point where you just can't taste the toppings. Maybe I'm weird. I think my mother thinks I'm weird for it, but that's just how I am.
You can like a certain flavor combination. I will say that there are certain ingredients like last night, the tomato chunks.
Yeah.
If you put a bowl full of tomato soup in front of me, I would look at you and ask you what you wanted me to do with that because I'm not eating it. But if you put pizza sauce or you have chunks of pineapple and lasagna, num num num, love it, love it, love it. But to me, it's if you have meat, you need to put some fruit or vegetables on it too. Like, you can go ham on the plant matter, but if you put too much animal matter on there, you're going to have a greasy, sloppy mess.
Well, that is true.
Can you tell who did pizza for 3 years? I love delivering a pizza when pulling the box out, because you usually put your hand on the bottom of the box in the middle and pull it out, and you need to wash your hand. And there's actually this thing they put in there to catch the grease, and it overpowered it in the 20 minutes it took me to get the pizza to their door.
I mean,
ew!
You're not wrong there. Okay.
ADHD pineapple.
That was really fantastically, yeah. Let's move on. So, prompt 3 is to stitch on a project you think belongs in a museum, because there's a pizza museum in the world. I think all of my projects belong in a museum. But I narrowed it down to 3. Initially, I put the third one on there because I felt like having 3 choices was needed. I don't know. The choices are Sampler Book, Cathedral, Wood Goddess, or Calla Lily Bride.
Can I put a 4th option there and explain why?
What?
Arctic Blast, because that actually looks like an old form of artwork because of all the little bits of squares together.
It's modeled after quilt.
Mm-hmm.
It's modeled after quilting.
But no, Wood Goddess.
Okay. And then stitch on your largest whip. I actually think Rags to Riches is my largest whip, not Dressmaker's Daughter. It's one or the other. I'm going to call it Rags to Riches because I can.
If somebody from Daily 30 wants to come over to my house and measure it, I'll call the police because that's creepy.
I don't think anybody... It's like when... Okay, so...
And I really hope the lady who runs this sees that and laughs her off. I hope she finds that funny.
Like, if you have 2 projects... Honestly, it's like your oldest whip, your smallest whip, your biggest whip. If you have 2 projects that it's close and you can't exactly remember, you don't exactly know, call one or the other. We're good with it. And then the last one is what's going to get my pass, because I don't have anything for it, is to stitch on a whip that depicts family.
Technically you did, but you already stitched on it.
What?
Dressmaker's Daughter.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
But didn't you already stitch on that?
Yes. And then, so for the pineapple whip of choice, it will either be Rags to Riches or Wood Goddess, depending on what annoys me. Depends on how annoyed I get when I start working on Cathedral Wood Goddess.
You know what? I'm going to be a dork. You don't actually have to do this, but this is just me being a dork.
What?
Since I didn't get a choice on the first one, you have to do Wood Goddess.
Whatever. We'll see how that works
I actually like that project.
I do too, and that's why it's like, well, if I get to stitching on Cathedral Wood Goddess and she's not driving me completely, which I'm in an area where I don't think it's going to drive me completely bonkers. I can probably swing doing another 400 stitches on her.
Well, considering Cathedral Wood Goddess inspired a section of the campaign we're in that I'm running, the Fae.
Oh.
The Fae Queens.
Oh, well.
The nice one's basically Cathedral Wood Goddess.
Oh, well, I could have given you her picture for you to use.
I thought I'd uploaded it.
Oh, that's not the picture you used.
Ah, well, close enough. But that was what inspired it.
Okay, fair enough. So that's plans for Pizza Week. In case you're wondering, yes, I am starting to plan for next year. No, I can't talk about it yet because one of it hinges greatly on what the daily 30 yearly is going to be, so I can't divulge.
Moving on.
Until we get more information on the daily 30 yearly. Okay, moving on. That's actually it. Because we've done whips, we've done plans, we've done haul. We have no announcements. So what would we like the people to do?
Have a lovely week! Please like, subscribe, bell notification, thingy-me-bobby. If you like, subscribe, share the video. Comment below.
Share the video. Tell your friends to come subscribe.
Do the algorithm stuff. You can Google it! And you should find a plethora of it because YouTube is owned by Google.
Academic Googling. Thank you all so much for joining us this week. We hope you had a good time. We hope you were entertained.
We hope you were... Oh, no, it's... Are you not entertained? Dun, dun, dun.
Because I sure am entertained with this. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you next week. Bye!